Hey y'all, it's Joanna, and I love to DIY on a budget and make beautiful home decor. And if you like to sew, then catch me on Saturdays. Now, let's get crafty! Welcome to another What Would You Make challenge with host Brenda at Rustic and Lace DIY, Christine at Divine Design, and guest host Brandi at the DIY Struggle. Now let's get started. Okay, so for the first one, I've got this old 2x4 my husband got me, and I'm going to take this measuring thing that I got from Hobby Lobby. I love it. And I'm going to mark off where I'm going to cut. I got this bandsaw, and I'm intimidated by it, I'll be honest with you. I got it from my nephew, and I haven't had it long. He got it for my birthday / Mother's Day, you know. So here we go. I'm just going to move it across here. Y'all, please wear safety glasses if you use power tools and stuff. I have glasses, so I can't wear safety glasses. But I'm just going to make my cuts on my lines, and I'm going to cut my 2x4. And I've really got to move these things out of my room into another room. And you'll have to look over my junk back there. That's my stash I'm trying to get through. So now I'm just going to take my board, and I'm going to find my middle. And then I'm going to go from the middle out. You might know what I'm making. I don't know. So I'm going to go from the edge down there. And this is going to be a weird cut. But I'm marking all over this thing. But I promise I get it. I didn't have no patterns, y'all. It's my brain doing this. And y'all know how my brain is. And then I'm going to round off the top because I don't like it just flat. Okay. On this one, I'm just going to try to draw it out. Well, that didn't work. I ended up going back and tracing the one I cut to get that one because I thought, they ain't never going to look the same. They ain't never going to look the same. But anyway, so I'm going to take my bandsaw and I'm carefully going to go. This thing is so awesome. I'm going to go around this bottom to the top and I'm just going to cut straight. Okay? I'll worry about curving it around later. And then I'm going to go, and I'm going to go down. I was so worried about my fingers. This has very minimal kickback. It's a Cobalt. I'm not sponsored or anything, but he bought it for me at Lowe's. And it's just a little bitty saw, and it's really cute. Now I'm just going to go around and round out my edges. And, of course, I have to work on this, but y'all don't have to watch me. But I'm just going to round out my corners, and whatever I don't get rounded, I will use the sander to do it. So here's my wood pieces, and I'm going to sand them. They're rough. So when I get them sanded, I'm going to make sure they have no dust on them. I'm going to take Pumpkin by Waverly, and I am going to go through here. Now, I'm not measuring nothing out. I'm just going through here. I got a phone call, I think. I'm not sure what happened. But anyway, you never know about me. So I'm just going to go around here and I'm going to try to keep it straight as possible, okay? It's not perfect. I'm not a professional painter or nothing, you know. So I'm just going to go around and I'm going to do the same thing to the top and the bottom. And once I get the orange on there, then I can put my yellow and my white. And I figured, my little brain said, that once I got the orange in the middle, then it would be easier to get the yellow and the white down there. I had to switch to a different paintbrush. The rounded one wasn't very smart, I guess. I don't know. But it was easier to do it this way since I didn't have no lines. Now, I could have taped it off. But that's just, oh my goodness. I just didn't have time. Honestly, I didn't have time. I have so much going on. But there they are painted. And I'm going to take vintage photo. And I'm going to distress my pumpkins, good grief, my candy corns. Now, you do not have to do this. And y'all, I ended up sanding them and sanded all this off and had to do it again. But, yeah, that's my life. But anyway, I'm mainly putting it where the colors meet. And it kind of covers up any imperfection that I did in my painting or whatever. And then I want to kind of darken down that white. I should have used cream, but look, they're so pretty. They're so rustic. Now here I go sanding. Look at that. Man, I love it. That's a rough sandpaper on that finger sander too. So I rounded out my edges a little bit, and yeah. So now I am just simply going to find a bow. I like that, but didn't like it a lot. So I'm just going to put twine bows on these. Okay? Just a little twine finger bow, just shoestring bow, whatever you want to call it. Hot gluing them on, and I'm going to call it a day. No, I'm not. I got a long way to go. But anyway, I'm going to call it done. Anyhow, put too much glue on there, but they're done. I had another one I had to practice before I got to y'all. Now I got these 4x4s, and yes, I cut those on that saw. I love that saw. My husband brought me these home from work. So this here was a big mistake, I'll just tell you. I put my crackle medium on. I let it dry for an hour like it said. I cannot crackle nothing, okay? Chalk paints never crackle for me. I don't even know if you're supposed to use chalk paint, but it does not work. My acrylic paint didn't work either, so I'll just tell you. I took it in there under the sink and washed it all off. Even after following all the directions, it didn't work, so I just washed it off. Then I ended up with this, and to be honest, I absolutely love this look. So, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to paint one in my celery, and I'm going to paint the other one in the pumpkin, and then they look like that. Now I'm going to my sink, and I'll wash them off. Y'all, I love them. I'll show you in a minute, but I've got these leaves that I think resemble pumpkin leaves. I don't know, but I didn't like them being so green. So I'm going to give them a coat of plaster chalk paint, and I'm just dry brushing this over the top of the green leaf, and it gives it a little, well, that one didn't have no lines in it, but the other one looks good, but I guess I should have got one with 2 lines. I love this glass. It is like a paint palette, a glue palette, like it's everything. I love it. You just paint on it. You don't have to have no extra nothings, and yeah. So those are my sticks that I'm going to glue on the top. And then I am getting this Dollar Tree ribbon, and I'm going to cut it in half. It was only a little bit left. It's about 18 inches. And I'm just going to find my middle, fold it around, and bend it over. I'll show you on the second one, I do believe. And then I'm just going to hot glue everything. We don't have to make it have a center or nothing like that. This will help me glue it if I leave it flat anyway. So yeah, so take your ribbon, find your middle, pinch it, fold it in, tack it with glue, pull it around. I'm going to tack it with glue. I'm going to almost drop it. And then I'm going to fold this middle in. Then I'm going to bring the bottom up, and there you go. I used to make hair bows and sell them, so that's sometimes how I made a hair bow. But I'm going to take wood glue, if it'll come out. This thing, it's just Gorilla wood glue. I like it. It's good. I'm going to make a circle. It never comes out. It gets sticky. I need to clean it, I guess. And I'm going to go around the outside, and then on the inside I'm going to place hot glue, and that's going to hold it down while I'm working. And I ran out of breath. Can y'all believe that? So I'm going to glue my bow, and I'm going to glue it down to the pumpkin and to the stem as well. So from the pumpkin to the stem, or from the stem to the pumpkin. Either way you want to look at it, I don't care. So when I get that on, I'm going to take some raffia, whatever you want to say, wherever you're from. And I'm going to take a little bit, and I am going to think, what was I doing? Oh, I got to get some jute. I was thinking, how am I going to hold this? I didn't have to hold it. I just take jute, and I'm going to tie a little piece around there and tie it in a knot to hold them together. Then I'm going to start separating my pieces. And y'all, this is time consuming. So if you will take the Dollar Tree pink tool, and I don't know if I got it in here or if I shut it off trying to go crazy here. But if you take that Dollar Tree pink tool and run it, yep, right there. You start running that down, it shreds it for you. You ain't got to do all that. So then I scrunch it up in my hand and make it look all hairy. Or wild. Whatever. Hairy. You'll see hairy later. But anyway. Then I'm going to glue my leaf down. Because I want it to stick up and show. And then I'm going to take jute. And I'm going to run it. I'm going to leave a tail. And I'm going to run it around as many times as I want to. You do it whatever you want to. And then I twist it to get the bow shape. Pull my tails down when you twist it. or pull your tails down. And then I'm going to tie a piece of jute around it, clip it off, and then there's my bow. I know I'm going kind of fast, but this video was way over an hour long, so I had to speed it up quite a bit to get it where I needed it. So now I'm going to take the ends and I'm going to place 2 wooden beads. I'm not painting them. It's just plain wooden beads. And I'm going to tie a knot. And then I'm going to leave a little bit at the bottom and fray that. That's just the way I like it. So now I've got pip berries. And I'm going to twirl them around a pencil and spiral them. And I'm going to put these on as my tendrils. So just twirl it around whatever object you have. Cut it off with wire cutters. And then I make a base at the bottom so it'll have something to glue. And then I'm just going to shove it down in that hot glue. You hold it for a minute till it sets up. And yeah, there's your tendrils. So there they are. I added a sunflower and they're so cute. Okay, so I got this extra wood piece and I'm going to do old school method. I cannot do a face. Kathy Jo has the best faces in my opinion. And I can't do it. And I don't have Kathy Jo to do my faces for me. So I made this in my silhouette, but you can get them online. Just Google, faces, scarecrow, snowman, whatever face you want. And I'm just simply going to put a pencil on the back, rub it real good, and I'm going to put it down, take an ink pen, and I'm going to trace this bad boy onto my wood. It traced out beautifully, and yeah. So, I just can't. Y'all, this thing cracked me up. I mean, I laughed almost the whole time I did this when I started with the hair, okay? And if you see it laying down there, I just take that hair, that raffia, and put it on a piece of, not paper. This is one of those, Sharpie markers. Sharpie, yeah, and I love them. It's fat, and this is the thinnest one, but it works wonderfully. But I'm just drawing in his stuff. You see me doing it. But anyways, I took that raffia, and I put a piece of parchment paper down, just a small piece, and then I put raffia on it, and started sewing across it. And that's how I did my hair. I just sewed across it. I used to do that all the time, and it was easier than gluing piece by piece by piece, like I did on my last little scarecrows. So I brought a sewing machine in here to use, and yeah, so I'm going to use it. And then I just painted his nose in with chalk paint, and I let it all dry. I'll work on his nose. See where I sewed it? And I sewed his little bangs too. So I bent those, and I'm going to glue his bangs on. I'll leave a piece in here where I couldn't help myself. I couldn't help myself. So I'm trying to hold these things down. He had some wild hair. I loved it. But anyway, I just put that down, and then I glued it to try to tack it, and then I'm just going to lay his wig down here, put a line of glue, and then I'm going to set it down on there. This, I was afraid would come up. I really was. So I took a stapler. I can't even edit without laughing. I stapled his hair down. Okay? Y'all, I'm so sorry for my idioticness, but this is hilarious. I cut the back off, and I'm going to bend it. Okay? And this was really thick. So, I'm not even going to glue it down, because I don't think it would do no good, just because it's flopping everywhere. So, I'm going to take my stapler, and I'm going to staple this down. This little dude is wild. And, but I love it. I really do. I'm going to put him in my living room, I think. I'm not sure. So I'm stapling his hair down. You got to push really hard because that stuff stick. Otherwise, these little staples, I ran out of staples. Ugh. If it can happen, it will. So, anyways, there's his hair glued down. Okay? I had to trim it a little bit. Boy, I really got to give him a haircut later. But anywho, yeah. I'm cracking up, dying laughing. I got this little hat I bought at Hobby Lobby years ago. I could have made a little girl, gave her pigtails. Look at this thing bushing out. Oh, there was no hope. So I put glue down and I'm rolling. I'm rolling it like a rolling pin, honey, trying to put this hair down. Oh, listen to this. I left this in. I was cracking up. I couldn't help it. I can't even. I'm not a hairdresser, dude. I'm sorry. I need to put your hat on. Oh, gosh. Oh, glory. I should have made this a woman. Put pigtails. At least you'd be tamer. Oh, my gosh. What the world am I doing? I can't even. Y'all, I just had to stop for a minute to catch my breath. But I put pink cheeks on it. That helped. And then, you know, I'm doing anything to try to help it. I put his hat on and I'm trying to smush it down. And I used a ton of glue, okay, to hold this hat down. And I try to smush his brim down to try to help calm his hair a little bit. But I love this thing. I really did. I thought it was so quirky and so cute. So I'm going to take this burlap ribbon from the Dollar Tree and I'm just going to cut it, bend it over, and I'm just going to make a bow tie, okay? I just wrap twine around it, and I'm going to tie my knot to make his bow tie. And, oh my goodness, he's so cute. He cracked me up, though. I was dying. My husband's like, you're so crazy. I'm like, you have no idea. You have no idea, buddy. But, anyway, yeah. Yeah. That is hilarious. He's cute though. He's really cute. His hat was plain. I tried to do something and that looked so silly. That didn't work. So, yeah, it didn't. I don't know what that did look like. I laughed at that too. So I ended up going over there and, Joanna, just give up on the burlap. Okay, honey? I don't know why I left this in. I didn't cut out. My editing software is giving me fits. But yeah. So I'm going to take, it was too bright, so I'm just going to pat it. I'm just going to pat it with the ink pad. Y'all, I had ink all over my hands. Look, I'm browning it up, boy. And then I take my dauber and try to spread it around where it's cracked up there. Or bent. Not cracked up, bent. So now I'm going to take some moss, of course. And I'm going to make me a bird nest. And he's got to have something on his hat. It looked too plain. I didn't know what to put on there. And I wish I had a little crow. Of course, I could have painted it black and made a crow. Oh, goodness. I'm going to go back and paint that black. Yes, I am. And I'm going to make a crow. I didn't even think about it. I made that a crow so he could have a little friend. I seen somebody do this, don't know who, but I just painted that black. And then I've got these blocks cut from something. I don't remember. And I painted them this bright green. I don't know what it was, from Waverly, and then red. And then I'm sanding them all off and making a mess is what I'm doing. And then I got these stencils from a friend, and I'm just going to take plaster chalk paint by Waverly, and I'm going to take a sponge dauber. And y'all, I'm not getting a lot of paint, okay? And I'm just going to pounce. I got more paint on the plastic than I did on the apple. I'm making apples, in case you didn't know. But I want this to look kind of distressed, okay? So I'm just pouncing a little bit. You'll see when I pull it up how beautiful it is. These came out so pretty. I mean, pumpkins are everywhere, but you hardly ever see any apples. So, and I touched that with my dirty finger and got a spot on it. But anyway, ain't that pretty? Oh, yes, I know it. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing to this one. When I got it all sanded, or got the stencil on, sanded, you can't even tell I sanded them. You can a little bit, but I'm just going to take the chalk paint that's on that thing and what's left on my glass, and I'm just simply going to rub it on and distress these a little bit. I got little spots, so I sanded that off, but yeah, there they are. Then I'll wipe my paint up. I'm telling you, if you don't have a glass mat, you're missing out on life. Kathy Jo got one. I don't know how she likes it. But anyway, now I've got this little stick. I got sticks I can find in the yard and buy everywhere. So I'm going to glue it. Just hot glue. It'll stay. Just don't knock it off. Okay, just kidding. Then I'm going to take moss and I'm going to put on top of it and smush it down. Be careful because you'll get burnt. There's holes in that there moss. So there's my moss. Squish it up in that glue. Oh, these are so cute. I love them. Trim my hairy moss off. Make it real nice right there. Chomp, chomp, chomp. Okay. And then I'm going to take, I have white burlap leaves. I have a mess. This room is a disaster area. So I'm going to take one of the white burlap leaves and I'm going to smush it down in there. And this will make it stick up right cute. Just smushing it right down with that tool. Look, ain't that cute? There's everything. Look at my scarecrow. He's so cute. Then there's that black crow looking thing. That's his friend. My apples. Look at my pumpkins. I made a little pumpkin patch sign. It was just a piece of wood I had left over. Those are beautiful. I love those. I'm so proud of all of these because I used that saw like a beast. I'm scared of it, but anyway, my husband didn't know what those candy corns was. He has no imagination at all. There's my little apples. And then there's my scarecrow. He still cracks me up, but I love him. Thank you so much for watching. You guys are a blessing, I promise. Until next time, goodbye.